Hello, gorgeous people of Facebook. I wanted to come on quickly. This is going to be short today, but I wanted to quickly come on while it was fresh in my brain on a conversation I had with my client last night on our Empowered Academy call. So again, you guys know the drill. If you're here with me, say hi. If you're watching the replay, #replay. So last night, I was on a call, on my Empowered Academy call, my group coaching, and my client, she shared, she was like, I'm glad that the other ladies went first because it seems like they're doing really well, and I am still going through my breakdown as I have for 2 weeks. So that's what she told me. And so I was like, do you want to hear something that's going to make you feel better? And I told her, I was like, I've been having a breakdown the last 2 weeks too. And things have felt really fucking heavy. And I have been making myself wrong for the way that I feel. And then I catch myself and then I do it again. And then I catch myself and I've been crying every day. And why I shared this with her was to allow her to see that we do not have to be perfect in order to be loved, because a lot of us think that we have to have our feelings all figured out, that we have to be confident, that we have to be, a certain level of healed in order to be loved, to have relationship, right? And it's like, once you get to this place, then you don't go backwards. And that's just simply not true. So the real flex in love and dating, why is my hair doing that? The real flex in love and dating is being okay with who you are and how you feel. That is the true flex, not acting like you have it all figured out, not trying to have it all figured out, okay? The thing that allowed me to have the love that I have today is being able to accept who I am, where I'm at, and all of my feelings. And no, that does not mean that I am perfect at this. And when I shared this with her, like, she was really relieved, because she was like, oh, like, I guess I had it in my head that, like, you have to be more perfect in order to be loved. That's not the way that she said it, but that was like the idea behind it, right? And so I want to come on and like share with you guys that is just like, perfectionism is not your best. Perfectionism will not get you the love that you want. And I used to operate like this too. I used to feel like I had to have it all figured out, that I had to get to a certain place, that I had to, have my emotions perfect and be able to do everything perfect. And it's just not fucking true. Hi, Angela. So glad that you're here. So perfect is not your best. You being human is the most, what word am I looking for? You being human is the best thing that you can do for somebody that you're dating or in relationship with, because it allows you to be relatable. It allows people to see who you are. And if you're okay with who you are, then the person that you're dating or in a relationship feels okay being who they are. The more grace that you give yourself, the more safe your partner's gonna feel, because this isn't conscious, by the way. The safer your partner feels, because their subconscious brain is thinking, if she's okay with all of her messy emotions, then she's gonna be okay with mine, right? And so we're not trying to achieve this level of perfection. We're trying to show our emotions, our messiness, our humanness, and that's what allows people to love you. And the thing about that is so I shared with my client, I was like, I have been, and she asked me, she's like, what have you been going through, if you don't mind sharing that with us? And so I was like, I have been so incredibly stressed out trying to heal from fucking chronic illness and surgery, on top of pivoting things in my business. I'm trying to learn ads. I'm trying to learn some different things. And did I already say planning a wedding? Planning a wedding and raising a 13-year-old girl, and just like lifing, right? And all of that feels really fucking hard right now. And so the thing about that is I still believe that I'm worthy of being loved when I'm breaking down every day. I still believe I'm worthy of being loved even though I don't have it all figured out. I'm still worthy of being loved even though I'm probably making some mistakes and I haven't learned some lessons that I need to learn. I still deserve love. I don't think that Mike wouldn't love me because I feel this way. You know what I mean? But I used to feel that way. I used to feel like nobody could love me if I didn't have it all figured out, and I had to present this level of perfection to people. And it's just simply not true. I can be loved in my emotions. You can be loved in your emotions. You can be loved in your messiness. You can be loved for who you are. And so the real fucking flex is you being okay with who you are. And that doesn't mean that you're going around being reactive and shitty to people, because that's just an avoidance of your emotions, projection. But it's you being okay with all parts of you. Your anger, your sadness, your frustration, where you feel insecure. I've shared with you guys too, like I have been feeling insecure about my body, and it's much better now than it was like a month ago, because I did a lot of rewiring around that. But just because I feel insecure about my body doesn't mean that I can't be loved, right? So if you are feeling insecure about your body, if you are feeling insecure in general, if you are not where you want to be in business yet, if you are, just having a straight up fucking hard time, you can still be loved there. And the whole key piece to that is you believing that and starting to love yourself where you're at now, right? So that you can attract somebody who can love you for who you are, not what you can do for them. Because again, I used to attract men who, because I felt I needed to be perfect, they expected me to be perfect. And so when I felt anger, they would shy away. When I felt big feelings, they would shy away because I was so uncomfortable with my own emotions that I couldn't handle it. And so of course I would attract somebody who mirrored that back to me, who couldn't handle it. And a huge, revelation for me was being like, I just accept myself here. I accept my anger. That was a big one for me because I felt like anger was so not okay to have growing up. And it's like, that's what got you punished. That's what got you in trouble. So I never really learned how to process it and how to transmute it. And so years ago, when I was in a different relationship, I felt all this anger and didn't know what to do with it. And the moment that I showed it, of course, it bubbled up and came out in ways that weren't aligned. But also, I was dating somebody who could not handle that and would shut down, right? And so I decided that I accepted my anger, that I loved myself when I was angry, that I deserved to be loved there. And then I attracted somebody who just loves me no matter what. And again, I'm not projecting my feelings onto my partner and relationship because that's unhealthy. But I certainly have big feelings. I cried to him yesterday, and I cried to him the day before, and I cried to him the day before. And that is perfectly okay. Like, we're humans. We're designed for connection. There's a reason why we are inclined to be in community and relationship is because we are designed for connection. We're not supposed to do all this by ourselves. We're not supposed to just be so self-fucking reliant. Okay? We're meant to be interdependent. That is such a beautiful thing because we have the codependence, which I was for many, many years. And then as we do, I swung to the other end of the pendulum. And, oh my gosh, you guys hear my dog? I swung all the way to the other side, as we do, to hyper independence, where I didn't need no man. I was self-reliant. I could handle everything on my own. I don't need anybody's support, yada, yada, yada. Neither one of them are going to get you the love that you want, but your interdependence will, where you can stand on your own, but you're choosing not to, right? And being okay enough with yourself to receive the support and ask for the support. Both are very important, because when you feel okay with you, you feel okay letting people in. I told you guys in my video yesterday, I kept people at arm's length forever. I would always attract these emotionally unavailable people because I felt like if anyone got too close and they saw all of my emotions and all of my messiness and all the things, that they wouldn't like what they saw and then they would leave, right? But there's so much power in self-acceptance that you're like, okay, well, if they do leave, sure, that would hurt, but I accept myself. And so if they don't accept me, then I don't accept them in my life. And so I'm only available for people who love and accept me. Hi, Julia. So good to see you. It's just, it's simpler than we make it out to be. I promise you that. It is much simpler than we make it out to be. But it does all start with us, and it does, it takes energy, it takes effort, because when we are so wired to protect ourselves, it takes effort and calories to unwire that and rewire ourselves. So it does take effort. You know what I mean? I'm not lying, or I'm not going to lie to you. It takes effort. It takes energy. It takes the stuff, but it's worth it. And again, it's not super complicated. A lot of people know the stuff already. They just don't know how to implement it. They're like, I don't know how to accept myself. I don't know how to get to this place. Well, of course, that's where I come in. I give you all the how-tos. Like, I think I made a post like a couple weeks ago saying, like, I am the type of person that needs the stuff that says like for dummies, like, those books that say for dummies. Like, I need things very simplistic. And I'm not saying I'm dumb. I'm just saying I really think those books are amazing because it's about people who really need simplistic ways of learning. That is me. And so I teach that way. It's like, I just give you straightforward, simple, emotional, energetic mindset and behavioral shifts that are super easy to implement, right? So I hope that this was helpful. I really wanted to share this with you before it got away from me, because I think that was a really big turning point for my client. I love seeing these little breakthroughs happen of like, oh, wow, because she's been with me for a little while now, and she's had a lot of breakthroughs, but like sometimes we just need to hear things multiple times. It's like, I know that I don't need to be perfect in order to be loved, but sometimes when you hear it put in a different way, or you see it from somebody that's going through something in that moment, it just clicks, right? Like, how many times have we heard certain things and then one person says it one way and then it's like, oh my God, everything makes sense, right? Okay, I'm gonna go now. All right, love you guys, bye.